Good morning. Let's start with a prayer, page 1. Om Prithvi Shanti Antarikshagam Shanti Dau Shantir Disha Shanti Avantara Disha Shantir Agni Shantir Vayu Shantir Aditya Shantish Chandrama Shanti Nakshatrani Shantirapa Shantiroshadaya Shantir Manaspataya Shantir Gau Shantiraja Shantirashva Shanti Purusha Shanti Brahma Shantir Brahmana Shanti Shantireva Shanti Shantir Me Astu Shantihi. May there be peace on earth and in the sky. May there be peace in the water and in all directions. May there be peace in the plants, in the trees, and in animals. May there be peace in the hearts of all beings. May there be peace in everyone and everything. Sarvetra sukhina santu, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pasyantu, ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet, sarvastaratu durgani, sarvo bhadrani pasyatu, sarva satbuddhimapnotu, sarva sarvatra nandatu. May all be happy and healthy. May all see what is good, and may no one experience misery. May all overcome their obstacles and acquire good tendencies. May people everywhere find joy and fulfillment.
Meditate, O my mind, on the Lord Hari, the stainless one, pure spirit.
So, good morning. I'd like to read a annotated and slightly edited version of this essay called Mantra Yoga. It was written by Swami Shraddhananda and is in this book, Seeing God Everywhere. So Swami Shraddhananda was a disciple of Swami Shivananda, who was the direct disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. Mantra yoga is the spiritual practice that unites the individual with God through the repetition of a mantra. A mantra is a holy name or word formula signifying God, God with form and attribute, or God without form and attribute. The mantra can be just one word, a name of God like Narayana. It could be a two-word mantra like Namo Narayana, meaning salutations to the Lord Narayana. Or it could be a three-word mantra, for example, Om Namo Narayanaya. A well-known and is a traditional way for monks to greet one another. Om is the most sacred word of the Vedas. It is considered to be one with Brahman, the highest reality, either personal or impersonal, and it is also the path to realize Brahman. Those who follow the path of Advaita, the non-dualistic approach to God, use mantras like Om or Om Tat Sat. In Hinduism, the use of the mantra during meditation on God is widely prevalent. This practice comes from the central belief proclaimed in the Vedas and other scriptures that the name, the nama, is not different from that named, the nami. Brahman is described as the supreme sound, Shabda Brahman. It is from this concept of Shabda Brahman that a deep reverence for the holy name has sprung. In the first step of mantra yoga is to repeat the holy name with great faith in its efficacy. The core principle is that the mantra is one with the Ishta. The Ishta is the chosen ideal of God. In the beginning, this is a difficult concept to understand. It will be sufficient at the primary stage if the spiritual aspirant can practice japa, which is repetition of the mantra, remembering that the mantra is connected with the power of divine consciousness. An aspirant should think that the holy name is creating spiritual vibrations in the body-mind prana system. This vibration is not a material energy such as magnetism, heat, or electricity, but spiritual energy. Gradually, the spiritual seeker merges the mantra vibration into the movement of the prana, the life force. He or she begins to experience the unification of the two movements. This leads to the higher experience that the movement of prana itself is mantra repetition. The japa has been transferred from the tongue or throat to the life force operating in the body. Every action of the prana becomes a vibration of the mantra. As a result of this practice, a great harmony descends into the prana. What is achieved by the practice of pranayama, which is part of the path of Raja Yoga, is achieved more completely at this stage of mantra yoga. If the repetition of the mantra is directed to the 5 sense organs, eyes, ears, nostrils, tongue, and skin, these organs become purified, and the corresponding 5 sense perceptions, sight, hearing, smell, taste, touch, become purified. We know that sense objects continually draw the mind outward, causing distractions, agitation, and suffering. When the sense organs become more imbued with sattva, which is purity and calmness, this state of things changes. Then whatever we experience through our senses will no longer agitate the mind. We read in the Gita, one who is self-controlled moves among objects of lust and hatred, free from attraction and aversion. That person attains tranquility. The tranquility indicated by this verse can be attained by the practice of mantra yoga. In a way, practicing mantra yoga is more effective than attempting direct control over the senses. If love of God or self-knowledge be the ultimate aim of life, then the purification of the body and senses is essential. This purification is easily obtained by mantra yoga. The organs of action can also be purified by the practice of mantra yoga. If japa is continued during such physical activities as moving the limbs, working, gardening, sweeping, etc., then the corresponding organs of action undergo an inner transformation. The spiritual aspirant gradually begins to feel a spiritual vibration in the movement of the organs. In a song by the great 18th century saint Ram Prasad, we read, "O my mind, you can worship Mother Kali in any way you please, as long as you repeat the mantra given by the Guru day and night." Ram Prasad declares with great delight that the Divine Mother is present in every activity. When you lie down, know that you are making obeisance to her. Meditate on Mother even while you are asleep. When you walk around the town, think that you are circumambulating the Divine Mother. All sounds that you hear are her mantras. When you eat, think that you are offering an oblation to her. The next step is to apply the mantra to the mental waves. Endless thoughts and emotions are constantly arising in the mind. It is indeed difficult to stop them. In the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna mentions this problem to Sri Krishna, who replies, "Certainly, O Arjuna, the mind is restless and hard to control, but it can be subdued by constant practice and the exercise of detachment." The practice of mantra yoga in this context communicates the great power of the holy name with faith and love to the mental waves. In this practice, there's not a bit of toughness or aggressiveness that is required to challenge the mind directly. The distractions of the mind naturally become calm by the divine influence inherent in the mantra. When the body, senses, prana, and mind become infused with sattva by the practice of japa, it is then time to purify all objects and phenomena in the outside of ourselves. This is possible and should be done. The endless sky above, according to our normal vision, is material. But when you look at the sky and connect it with the divine through the inner repetition of the mantra, the material space will change its appearance. The goal of the mantra, which, namely divine consciousness, will be peeping from the sky. The sky will appear to be a shawl on the cosmic body of God. In a similar manner, the moon, the sun, the stars above, the trees, the flowers, the streams, forests, hills, deserts, and living beings on earth and in water, all of these endless segments of the universe can be purified by the mantra and be experienced as parts of the cosmic body of God, existence, knowledge, bliss, absolute. In the next stage of mantra yoga, the necessity of directing the mantra internally to objects, So in the next stage of mantra yoga, the necessity of directing the mantra internally and to objects externally is transcended. As this practice ripens, the mantra and the ishta become increasingly unified. Mantra chaitanya, that is, divine consciousness implied in the mantra, will then be awakened. No more will there be doubts that the mantra is one with God. The heart will be filled with joy and peace. Slowly it will be felt that the mantra is emanating from the innermost center of the universe. The meditator's heart has become, as it were, one with the heart of the universe. In this stage of mantra yoga, the word is increasingly revealed as consciousness. The mantra is felt to be the radiant light of consciousness. That light spreads out in the mind and prana, flooding the heart with immeasurable peace. The devotee experiences the form of the ishta as the light of consciousness, and the meditator's love for the ishta becomes immensely intensified. For one who follows the path of knowledge, the mantra clearly reveals the deepest reality of the self. When the mantra is transformed into consciousness, the whole universe is experienced as consciousness emerging from mantra consciousness. At this point, there is no longer any repetition of the mantra in the usual sense of the term. The mantra is no longer merely a word or words, but one with God as infinite existence, consciousness, and bliss. Nothing else exists but the mantra as consciousness. Consciousness far away, consciousness near, nearer, or nearest, as if one colossal flood had inundated everything. All names and forms merge in one vast ocean of consciousness. Only as long as this sublime experience of all-pervading consciousness has not come will we use terms associated with space and time. In consciousness, there is neither space nor time. Space and time spring from consciousness. We read in the Taittiriya Upanishad, whence words together with the mind turn away, unable to reach, that is the supreme bliss of Brahman. He who knows thus becomes free from all fear. By holding onto the mantra, the holy name received from the spiritual teacher, with faith and love, experiencing the revelations of the mantra step by step, surely we can reach the ultimate goal of our spiritual life as declared by Vedanta.
Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody is doing well. Today, I'm going to try to narrate some of the words that are published in the book called Inspired Talks of Swamiji. These talks he gave in the summer of 1895 in upstate New York in the Thousand Island, and it was recorded by a disciple, and then it was published as a book. Swamiji is known as the greatest and most powerful exponent of the Vedanta in modern times. In this case, did not stand before a vast and critical audience to conquer them with irrefutable logic or by his enchanting personality and the unique gifts he possessed of explaining esoteric subjects in an insightful manner with his lucid eloquence. But he was sitting before a few of his chosen disciples, waiting to be guided beyond the ocean of ignorance and misery. The powerful words coming out of his holy mouth just did not console the few present, but over time comforted and guided innumerable souls. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. This is the opening line of the Gospel of John, verse 1.1. The Hindu calls this Maya, the manifestation of God, because it is the power of God. The Absolute, reflecting through the universe, is what we call nature. The Word has two manifestations, the general one of nature and the special one of the great incarnations of God, Krishna, Buddha, Jesus, and Ramakrishna. Christ, the special manifestation of the Absolute, is known and knowable, but the Absolute cannot be known. We cannot know the Father, only the Son. We can only see the Absolute through the tint of humanity, through Christ. The perfect never becomes imperfect. It is in the darkness, but not affected by it. God's mercy goes to all, but not affected by their wickedness. Behold, the Lamb of God, who takes away the sin of the world. This Bible verse 29 means Christ would show us the way to become perfect. God became Christ to show man his true nature, that we too are God. These great ones are always conscious of their own divinity, untouched by aught of earth. They assume our form and limitations for a time in order to teach us, but in reality, they are never limited. They are ever free. Good is near truth, but is not yet truth. After learning not to be disturbed by evil, we have to learn not to be made happy by good either. We must find that we are beyond both evil and good. We must study their adjustment and see that they are both necessary. The idea of dualism is from the ancient Parsis, the follower of Zoroaster, who taught that the whole creation has come out of two primary principles, the principle of good and the principle of evil. Really good and evil are one, because they are both chains and products of Maya and is just in our mind. When the mind is self-poised, neither good nor bad affects it. Evil is the iron chain, good is the gold one, but in the end, both are chains. Lay hold of the golden chains to loosen the hold of the iron one, then throw away both. The thorn of evil is in our flesh. Take another thorn from the same bush and extract the first thorn, then throw away both to be free and in bliss. Give everything and look for no return. Give love, give help, give service, give any little thing you can, but keep out barter. Make no conditions, and none will be imposed. Let us give of our own bounty, just as God gives to us. The Lord is the only giver. All the rest of us are mere shopkeepers. God is the inexplicable, inexpressible essence of love, to be known but never defined. In our miseries and struggles, the world seems to be a very dreadful place. All our struggles are but play in God's eyes. Nothing in it can make God angry. We go through the world like a man pursued by a policeman and see the barest glimpses of the beauty of it. All this fear that pursues us comes from believing in matter. Matter gets its whole existence from the presence of mind behind it. Be brave and be sincere, then follow any path with devotion, and you must reach the whole. One-sidedness is the bane of the world. The more sides you can develop, the more souls you have. And you can see the universe through all souls, through the bhakta, the devotee, and the jnani, the philosopher. Determine your own nature and stick to it. Nishtha, devotion to one ideal, is the only method for the beginner, but with devotion and sincerity, it will lead to all. Churches, doctrines, forms are the hedges to protect the tender plant, but must be broken so that the plant may become a tree. The various religions, Bibles, Vedas, dogmas, all are just tubs for this little plant, but it must get out of the tub. Nishtha is, in a manner, placing the plant in the tub, shielding the struggling soul in its path. Obey the scriptures until you are strong enough to do without them. Verification is the only proof of religious truth. Each must verify for him or herself. Look at the ocean and not the wave. See no difference between an ant and an angel. Every worm is a brother of the Nazarene. How say one is greater and one less? Each is great in his own place. When the bee sucks honey, the Lord is eating. Knowing the Lord is everywhere, our sages gave up praising and blaming. Know that nothing can hurt you. How? Are you not free? Are you not Atman? We are in the sun and in the stars as much as here. Spirit is beyond time and space and is everywhere. Extreme love to God is bhakti. Bhakti cannot be used to fulfill any desires, itself being the check to all desires. Narada gives this as a science of love. When all thoughts, all words, and all deeds are given up unto the Lord, and the least forgetfulness of God makes one intensely miserable, then love has begun, says Narada. This is the highest form of love because there is no desire for reciprocity, which desire is in all human love. Love is higher than work, than yoga, than knowledge. In its truest form, there is no distinction of caste, learning, beauty, birth, wealth, or occupation, because in the end, all are His. As the great master used to say, the world is a huge lunatic asylum where all men are mad, some after money, some after women, some after name or fame, and a few after God. I prefer to be mad after God, said the great master. God is the philosopher's stone and turns us to gold in an instant. The form remains, but the nature is changed. The human form remains, but no more can we hurt or sin. Let nothing stand between God and your love for Him. Love Him, love Him, love Him, and let the world say what it will. Love is of three sorts. One demands but gives nothing. The second is exchange. The third is love without thought of return. Love like that, like the moth for the light. Thank you.
Thank you, Anish. Thank you, Jay. It was wonderful reading. Swami Tyagananda is away this weekend for the couple of talks at the Vivekananda Vidyapit in New Jersey. Next Sunday, he will speak on the subject, Prayer as a Spiritual Practice. The Gita study group will meet as usual on Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. And on Saturday, we'll have meditation at 6 in the evening. Now we will do the prayer on page 3 of the book, and this will be followed by Sarvamangala. Then we will gather in the sitting room outside to celebrate the birthdays of all those who were born in October. Page 3. May the divine being, who is the Father in heaven of the Christians, Holy One of the Jewish faith, Allah of the Muslims, Buddha of the Buddhists, Tao of the Taoists, Aura Mazda of the Zoroastrians, the Great Spirit of the Native Americans, and Brahman of the Hindus, lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. May we be granted strength, freedom, and clear understanding. May we learn to see God in our own hearts and everyone around us. May God bless us all and fill our hearts with gratitude, grace, and love. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace be unto all.